welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining from around the world. My name is Daniela Porto. I'm ArcDaily's Content Operations Manager based in Santiago, Chile, and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. So I'm joined by an international panel of architectural and design specialists, starting with Zorana Vasic, who is co-founder and designer at Studio Fluid. Then we have Carlo Bussolin, product marketing manager at Operamed, and Johan Dahlberg, business developer at NOAS Sweden. And finally, we also have Lucas Gagalo, who is the EMEA commercial segment marketing leader at Corian Design. So for today, we're going to be speaking about healthy spaces and the peace of mind that this brings along or should bring along, and the design of healthcare facilities and the demanding standards that they need to meet, not just in terms of aesthetics and durability, but of course, and most importantly, in terms of hygiene. So ArcDaily and Design Boom have teamed up to explore the future of healthcare design, including hygiene and infection control in facilities, together with Corian Design. Corian Design is a business of DuPont. It is a leading surface manufacturer and service provider who aids architects and designers in realizing their creative visions across many disciplines. And what we are doing today and across various sessions is moderating and broadcasting a three-part webinar series with Corian Design to highlight these diverse design possibilities. So today, in our second of the series, we will be discussing again the future of healthcare design. So each expert during this session will not only add their and their practices perspective to the future design possibilities of healthcare facilities, but they're also going to showcase some of their recently realized case studies, which were of course made with the aid of Corian Design. So together, we're all connected by Lucas from Corian Design, who will also share some insights into their products and services and how they enable creatives to realize their visions, basically. Before I move on to have Lucas introduce Corian Design, I would also like to remind our viewers to please add their questions for the experts in the Q&A section in the toolbar below. And these will be answered directly in the chat during the section. And at the end, we will also be answering a selection at the end of the discussion. So without further ado, I hand the mic over to Lucas.
Thank you, Danny. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining our webinar today. My name is Lucas Gongao, and as Danny already mentioned, I'm EMEA commercial segment marketing leader for Corian Design. And I would like to shortly introduce to you our organization and our products. So Corian Design is a division of DuPont company. It's a global organization which manufactures and markets advanced materials for interior design, for exterior design, and also architecture, originating from a foundation in world-class technologies and expertise. Our materials meet the most demanding requirements in terms of beauty, in terms of functionality, and also durability. Our main material is Corian Solid Surface. It's a truly versatile material that brings cutting-edge designs into life. The material is renowned for its formability because it's thermoformable, but also for its aesthetics, for sensorial qualities, and also durability. And the material allows everyone the opportunity to create inspiring spaces that make a statement. Corian, for more than 50 years, actually, has been trusted by millions of architects, millions of designers and facility owners around the world, really taking the design in unique new directions, encompassing high performance and high-level beauty, and also providing new solutions to both commercial and residential spaces. And you, as an architect and designer, you can use Corian for your most ambitious visions, creating safe and sustainable spaces for people to live, to work, and play. So our material is widely used in healthcare, which is actually the topic of our webinar today, but also in many other segments like hospitality, education, public spaces, retail, and even exteriors. And in all of these places, in all of these environments, Corian guarantees versatility, durability, and really the highest level of hygiene and performance. And for you, for architects and designers, specifying Corian always promises really a quality result that can stand up to whatever life may throw at you. And you and your clients can really rest easy knowing that you picked up a surface that will last a lifetime. So when you choose Corian, you choose a surfacing product that is both beautiful to behold, but also harmonious with the health of humans and the environment. So that's all from my side for now. Thank you very much, and back to you, Danny.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lucas. So now we're going to start the section where we're going to see case studies from each of our presenters. And we're going to be starting with Sorana Vasic, who will be presenting the case study of the clinic Dr. Dragic in Novi Sad, Serbia, by Studio Fluid.
We were approached by Dr. Dragic to design his flagship clinic in Novi Sad. And he's a kind of a pioneer in that medical area of expertise. He's doing the laser vein therapy. So we were really excited about the project and figured that we need to come up with a concept that will be in line with his cutting edge procedures. The location of the clinic is in Novi Sad. It is on the first floor of Adamović Palace. It is a really old building from the 19th century. So since it's an old building, we had really, let's say, limitations in terms of the layout because we couldn't do much inside due to structural bearing walls. And at the end, all floor was our space, but we had this really long and really narrow corridor that we needed to keep due to the structure. So we were thinking how to solve this issue, and then we decided to make that corridor a key feature in our design. So basically, when you enter the clinic, you have a small reception area, and then you have this 15-meter long corridor that is really uniform and even more emphasized by the wall cladding on the left and on the right side. We used the combination of MDF and Corian for this wall cladding. Top and the bottom were made from white MDF, and we wanted to illuminate the central part of the corridor. And we used the translucent Corian glacier ice. So we put some LED panels behind the wall cladding and then made like patterns. We carved Corian and made patterns, and when the light is on, you have like this nice visual effect on the both sides of the corridor. The other thing that we liked with this concept is because when the lights are turned off, then it's completely monolithic and uniform because it even more emphasizes the how corridor is really long. So behind the hidden doors that are also part of this wall cladding are treatment facilities, doctor's office, storage space, staff quarters. We basically hidden all of the function behind the doors. The doors itself are also made from combination of Corian and MDF, but this time we used glacier white Corian, which is not translucent. So the doors are not illuminated, but you can't see really the difference when the lights are off. Only when the lights are on, you can like have a hint where the doors are. What also helped us to emphasize the long corridor is this LED lamp that is basically hanging from the ceiling, but with really the cables are not that visible. So it like kind of emphasizes the path that the patient has to go after he enters the clinic. So we can go on the next slide. This is the waiting room. It is at the end of the corridor, and then since it is positioned in the corner of the building, it has windows on each wall, so it is really full of light. And then it makes a nice effect when you enter the clinic. You have like the light at the end of the tunnel kind of feeling, which we also really liked. And as you can see, what we wanted to achieve with the atmosphere, it's all in white. We wanted to create some kind of serene, mystical atmosphere. So we have various shades of white, which make a nice contrast. And we can go on the next slide. Here you see like the effect that these lights have in the corridor. And what we also liked is that you can achieve like different kinds of translucency with a different thickness of Corian. And then we used different thickness of the material to have this effect. And we can go on the next. This slide shows the hidden bathrooms behind the hidden doors. So it also it is good in terms of function, because the walk the patient has through the clinic is kind of mysterious, but then it's also functional because he goes to the waiting room, and then after he goes to the doctor's office, and then after at the end he goes to the treatment space. But all those spaces are connected with the corridor, so he can easily go out from the clinic. And we can go on the next. These are the treatment rooms. We used the same materials in the treatment rooms. That is the combination of MDF and Corian. We wanted to make cabinets illuminated that have all the objects like and the stuff inside. So we had LED panels on the back of the cabinets, and then you see kind of a shadow of the old stuff that is stored inside. And we also use the Corian for the worktops of desks and counters that are in treatment facilities. This is also part of the like small wardrobe that is for the patient, and we have a look from the doctor's office. And again, the combination of glacier ice Corian and glacier white. Those are the two Corians that we used.
Perfect, thank you. I believe that is the last slide for you, Zorana.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then now for the second case study, we'll move on to Carlo Pusolin, who will be presenting the case of the Rafael Hospital in Tel Aviv, Israel, by operamed.
Thank you, Dani. Thanks a lot for this opportunity. I want to show our great job we did in Rafael Hospital, Tel Aviv. As operamed, we have realized an entire clinic that is one of the most advanced private clinic in Israel. We built for the hospital three entire floors of the 6 that compose the clinic. All these rooms are done with modular solution, because operamed is a provider of modular healthcare environments. The interesting thing was that we have discussed very, very long with our customer to give them the best facility we can. And we decide to select for each room different materials. So based on the function of the room, we have selected different finishing. For example, for the corridors, we have chosen the HPL compact finishing and glass. For the dirty corridors of the hospital, we have selected galvanized steel. For the sterilization department, stainless steel. For the ORs, we have selected together with the customer Corian, because it's the best material that allow us to realize cutting-edge facility. The room that you can see right here, it's a day surgery room that it's made with the Corian glacier white and silver gray. We have used these two materials because they are very neutral. As you can see, we play a lot also with lights, so we can realize different shadow on the white walls, thanks to the LED lights and different scenarios. This is really important also for a clinic approach, because during the mini invasive surgery, it's really important to have the good contrast of the on the monitor that the surgeon use to have the mini invasive surgery on the patient. So white color, it's really helpful. Then we have used gray color to emphasize the technical panels for monitor and for electrical socket and gas outlets that are the backup outlets that you can also have on the pendants that you can see fixed to the ceiling. Corian, for us, it's a really important material because it allows us to integrate inside of the surface also the monitor with the flash construction. For example, our customer requests us to build inside of our partition some touchscreen control panel, and we was able to integrate it in the Corian, engraving the perfect size, copying the perfect shape of the monitor and placing them in the same level of the panel. This makes an easy cleaning, flash construction, so it can be both removable, so for maintenance proposal, but at the same time it can be used also for facilitate the clinic. Another important aspect that we have developed for this project is to build also cabinet with Corian finishing. So we have exactly the same finishing for the whole surface. An important aspect why we are choosing this kind of material is that it's really strong. So inside of an operating room where we can face problems with charts that goes all around, it's an emergency room, so staff that it's inside don't care about walls. It's really strong, so if I can crash it, I have no doubt that it's really resistant. So this is the reason why we are choosing this kind of material. In the bottom side of the room, you can see we have also incorporated one picture that is realized on a glass partition panel, and it represents a macro view of some cell. So the design we have built, it's really neutral, but also very fashion with a lot of light. So the combination with glass, Corian, and the right choice about the lights allow us to give really nice environments, not only for the patient, but also for the staff, because the staff remain inside our rooms many hours without natural light. So one of the most important aspects for us is to create a very nice environment for the clinic, for the staff, from the design point of view and also from the ergonomic point of view. These are other shots of other rooms, because inside of this clinic there are 13 rooms. This is the main OR. So here you can see without any light, And on the other slide, you can see with the light switch on. This is a day surgery room, but the concept it's always the same. Here we have 5 day surgery room plus 4 main surgery rooms, 1 hybrid OR, 1 IVF OR, and 2 gastro. You can proceed with the other slides. Okay. This is total white, so you can appreciate how is the difference with the different setup of the lights. This is the main orthopedic room with the robot for knee surgery. And it's really big, or 45 square meter. I have concluded.
Yes, perfect. This would be the last slide. Thank you so much, Carlo.
You're welcome.
Okay, and now we go on to Johan Dahlberg, who will be presenting the surgery sinks by NOAS Sweden.
I'm not going to present some big project. It's more or less product that we have developed. And we are fundamentally not a product company. We mainly manufacture interior designs for public areas, including products for healthcare. These product ideas come from the insides of the project. When we speak with the staff in the hospitals or other places, what they have for problems and what they need to solve the problems. So that's the start of what we are doing, to listen to the customer's problems. And to make those products, we have collaborated to a Swedish mixer manufacturer called FM Mattsson. Because when we have these sinks, we need the mixer as well to have it completed and have all the regulation checked when we have the mixer and the product together. So, for example, to meet the requirements for disabled toilets, that was an important thing for not this product that you see now, but you have another slide further on. I think you can, yeah. And for us, Corian was the obvious choice for those products. It's for the properties of non-porous, easy to clean, bacteria-free, removable, and long-lasting. But it also a price issue. We have a target price, and Corian is formable, and that gives us perfect possibilities to make an efficient manufacturing. So that was also a quite important choice for us.
Perfect, thank you. And so thank you very much to all three for your presentation on your case studies. Very interesting projects that I'm sure our audience can get a lot of inspiration from. Now we're just going to ask some questions to each panelist. And again, a reminder for our audience to write any questions you have in the chat box, which will be answered at the end of the session. So first, I wanted to direct a question to Carlo. In terms of what role does the design and colors play in the healing process within healthcare facilities in your experience?
The color inside the healthcare facility is really beneficial for the patient. We are really specialized in the operating rooms, and from the beginning we have selected to create environment with a very neutral color, but not related to the very common color like light green, light blue, that are very often used in the past. So we have preferred to select white color and paint the white Corian with the light. That works a lot in our opinion. So for us, I think most of the rooms, I can say 90% of the room are just white. This is a concept that we push a lot, and it works, and it like a lot also to our customer. The white color for the Corian allow us to have also to add some feature also in the facility, because engraving the Corian, we can create some translucent pattern. So we can give to our customer the possibility to engrave their logo, for example, to backlight it with LED white backlighting system or RGB lights. Another important aspect that we have developed is also to create some alarms inside of the operating rooms, because you know, inside of the rooms you can have problems mainly with electrical and gas outlets. So in case something is going wrong, you can backlight the Corian in white and to create some message that disappear when it's not necessary and come out when just when we have the alarm. And also this feature, it's really appreciated from our customer. Inside of the white environment, we underline the technical panels with some colors. So electrical outlets, gas outlets are on the vertical stripes that have a particular color that can be chosen by the customer, and it's always in contrast against the white. This is also for emergency proposal, because in case of emergency, it's easy for the staff to identify where is the position of the backup outlets. So we work in that way, and it's really appreciated.
Perfect, thank you so much. And now a question directed to Johan. So how is the rethinking of the spread of viruses, the control of infections, and the changing role of the touched surfaces, like how has that developed throughout time?
Yeah, the demand for products in Corian increasing. Our mainly market is Nordic country. We have only been on the product market for 5-6 years, something like that. So we don't have that much of a European market, but we have delivered to each country, and we feel that we have an increasing demand all the time.
And in these 6 years, do you feel like there's been much of a difference in terms of how your clients demand different things from you when you're talking about the development of products and things like that? So for example, now after COVID, have you seen a big change?
Yeah, of course. It's affect everything. So it affects this as well, of course. And as I say, Corian, because of the non-porous, is one of the main material that we have a great demand of.
Perfect, thank you so much. And Zorana, now to you. How are the demands of these healthcare facilities impacting your design work?
Well, we feel that the design of the healthcare facilities is very complex and probably one of the more demanding ones in architecture. But also we figure that things have changed a little bit, because the hospitals before were just the places to get treatment, to cure diseases, injuries and stuff. And now, due to all the development, hospitals and healthcare facilities became more patient-oriented. So basically the patient becomes the center of the design of that environment. But also what we think is like that besides the patient, you need to provide the great work environment for the staff members of the healthcare facilities, because they are doing their job there. So it's really complex to do that equally. And also you have to use specific materials. You have to be really, you have to fulfill all the standards in terms of surfaces that you use, lighting, even air conditioning. So it's complex, and sometimes you have limitations, but then we try to use those limitations and to like make that kind of an advantage for us. So it is complicated but exciting.
Yes, I imagine that managing the need for a sterile, safe space, but also making it comfortable for the patients must be one of the hardest parts as well.
It is, but also let's not forget the staff as well.
Okay, thank you. And just to finish up with another question to Carlo, how are these ever increasing demands in terms of maintenance and durability and cleaning affecting the choice of materials that you work with?
It's really important to use inside of an emergency environment like an OR, where we are specialized, to use really strong material. We have tested a lot Corian before selected this material. We did some crash test on the material, and we can be absolutely relaxed that it's the right choice, because it's really durable, and in case you are able to scratch it, you can repair it. So I think it's a good choice, both for the final customer and also for us, because it's I can say maintenance free. Another important aspect is so soft on the touch, how to say, and it's really appreciated also on the feeling point of view.
Perfect, thank you. So now we'll move on to a different section of the webinar. Thank you so much for answering all our questions. And we're going to show a short video by Corian Design before then Lucas begins his presentation.
Corian is the market-leading solid surface solution, ideal for healthcare, public spaces and food surface areas, where hygiene control is crucial. Corian's solid surface is non-porous, and germs like bacteria and viruses have nowhere to take root. The smooth, seamless surface leaves no space to trap dirt and germs. Corian is easy to clean and hygienic. When it looks clean, it really is clean. You can see the cleaning properties of Corian using a spray replicating germs only visible under UV light. You can clearly see the replicated germs being sprayed onto the Corian surface. Using a solution of 1 to 50 dilution of household bleach, watch how quick and effortless it is to clean. No viruses or bacteria are left on the Corian or permeated into the material. Because there are no joints, the surface is totally seamless, so there is nowhere for the bacteria or viruses to hide. If you're serious about hygiene, make it Corian Solid Surface.
We can move on now to Lucas's presentation after that video.
Yes, thank you very much, Danny. So, as you all probably know, the world over, many patients contract hospital-acquired infections during a hospital stay. So the statistics show that today over 1.5 million people worldwide suffer from hospital-acquired infection. And this is closely connected with the excessive cost of hospitals but also longer stay of patients at the hospital, and also many unnecessary deaths. So only in the US, excess costs are estimated at $33 billion every year and around 100,000 deaths annually. So really the immediate need is to build a comfortable and inviting hospital environment for both, for patients, and just like Zorana mentioned, also for the staff. So the environment that is really clean, hygienic, fresh, relaxing, but first of all, the environment which helps clinicians to enhance patient recovery. And our material, Corian solid surface, offers functional and aesthetic surfaces that meet really the highest and most stringent standard requirements in healthcare environment. Corian has inherent properties that make it non-porous and homogeneous, and when properly cleaned does not support the growth of mold, mildew, or bacteria, exactly how you seen on the video. And all of this helps to really to prevent any cross-contamination and also reduces spread of infection in healthcare spaces. Corian is a hygienic material. And its hygienic performance has been certified by independent German organization named LGA Qualitest, and really a stringent range of tests assessing first of all stability against bacteria and fungi, but also ease of cleaning, and also design rating from a hygiene standpoint showed that Corian was superior to many conventional materials used in healthcare. So the material is also stable against bacteria and fungi according to European standard ISO 846 and also US standard ESTM D 6329. And even after 29 days of incubation, no bacterial growth is observed. And also test fungi, even with a carbon source, showed zero growth. So the material is classified as fungistatic. So what's important, it's not antibacterial, and this is very important because many years ago here at DuPont at Corian Design, we decided to move away from using antimicrobials on the formulation of the material, and instead to promote high standards of cleaning and also disinfection protocols. And this conscious move was based on the risk inherent with the overuse of biocides and disinfectants, potentially leading to antimicrobial resistance. So actually, the fact is that regular proper cleaning and disinfection of frequently touched surfaces such as countertops, tables, doorknobs, handles, etc., are among the strongest measures against the microbial spread, but also healthcare-acquired infections, and as well as all the other illnesses that could be lurking on high-touch surfaces. So really be careful and beware of misleading claims around hygiene, because antimicrobial claims that some manufacturers make can be vague, can be misleading, and really not supported by data. So sometimes these claims can confuse users and creating some kind of false sense of security, lowering the attention to cleaning and disinfection practices, hence endangering both public health and also your reputation as a specifier. So really the reality is that regular cleaning with a household disinfectant can kill almost 100%, so actually 99.9% of viruses and bacteria in less than 10 minutes. And any killing action that is slower or less complete should be really met with skepticism. What is also important, our material delivers superior chemical and stain resistance. It has been tested to be compatible with a variable range of healthcare cleaning disinfectants and also household cleaning agents like hydrogen peroxide, like hypochlorite, like phenol, or paracetic acid, and many more. So what is very important, following the guidance, Corian is really easily cleaned and sterilized without being damaged. Corian helps also to decrease maintenance cost, as it's easier to disinfect, so the cost of cleaning and disinfection is lower, but also because it's more durable and more easily renewed compared to other materials like HPL, like stainless steel or plastics. Therefore, also providing a better return on each investment. The life cycle of the material is much longer. So we say that all Corian applications are really designed to last. So when all the other products need to be replaced, Corian could be easily renewed, for example, by sanding process, and could look like pretty new again. So what is also very important, this is linked also with sustainability, which is a hot topic today, because the longer a product lasts, the more it's sustainable, because it avoids having to be replaced. Corian is widely used in many healthcare environments and for many healthcare applications. If you could please, Danny, go back to the previous slide. And the first one I would like you to present today is operating theater. So Carlo already mentioned a lot about it, and I just would like to add only that operating theater is really the heart of any hospital. And today, the challenge for any hospital surgeon is minimizing the downtime needed for cleaning, and also reducing the risk of hospital-acquired infections. And here on the picture, you can see operating theater at Jiahui International Hospital in Shanghai with Corian wall cladding. But in general, really in any hospital, just like Carlo mentioned, Corian is the material of choice for wall cladding, but also for ceilings for operating room, as it is, as I mentioned before, easy to maintain and clean, and also what is very important, resists stains common to operating rooms, such as blood, like betadine, and also gentian violet. And what is also very important, the material is proven stable against all the cleaning agents and UV disinfectants commonly used in the operating room. Could you please go to another slide, Danny? Thank you. And another application I would like to present is the surgical scrub stations. So you have seen already some examples presented by Johan. And this is one of the most sought after applications of Corian solid surface. The features of the material, such as inconspicuous seams like formability and non-porosity, offer the product features necessary really to contribute to clean, to hygienic environment, which is stain resistant, which is germ free, and really easy to maintain and clean. And also, what was mentioned by Johan, additionally, the ergonomic curves which are possible to achieve with Corian by thermoforming help doctors wash their hands effortlessly, while at the same time minimizing the splash. Next slide, please, Danny. Another solution we provide to our partners are bedhead units in patient rooms. So on the picture, you can see Mary Comfort bedhead units of company Inmet from Poland. And in general, the bedhead unit is a really key piece of equipment, key for the comfort of patients, and also the proper care during their hospital stay. So these units are equipped with medical gas outlets, with high voltage and low voltage distribution of electricity, with media sockets, etc., etc. And in this application, there is really no need to trade beauty for hygienic performance. With stunning simplicity and a perfectly non-porous design, all bedhead units made of Corian are easy to clean, resistant to bacteria, and really exceed expectation of both patients and also the staff. Next slide, please, Dan. Here on the picture, you can see laboratory benches at Corian University for Chemical and Engineering Researchers in Perth, in Australia, designed by J. Tyndall of Armstrong Parking Architects. And in laboratory benches, Corian can stand up to harsh chemicals without deteriorating, and also can resist stains from common lab agents, including blood, including plasma and right stains, and also X-ray developer. And in this application, the seamless surfaces made out of Corian prevent dirt becoming trapped, which may harbor mold, mildew, and bacteria, and not only helping to protect the laboratory workers, but also helping to protect the integrity of testing by helping to reduce the risk of potential sample contamination. Next slide, please, Danny. And with our partners, we provide also a wide range of furnishing solutions for healthcare facilities. And on the picture, you can see the university hospital in Pisa, in Italy, where one of our partners, company Favero Health Projects, installed their Praxis modular system of cabinets. In general, modular system of cabinets and also technical wall units with Corian countertops, but also with Corian doors and even handles, help healthcare facilities to create some kind of hospital-wide flexible logistical unity. And in this solution, the most important is the non-porous microscopic structure of Corian, which does not harbor microorganisms and does not support their reproduction. And additionally, inconspicuous seam installation techniques prevent the surface having seam lines which trap food residue and harbor mold, really for a living space of beauty and hygiene. So as you can see, Corian is really widely used in almost all environments of the hospital, and in all of these places contributes to the highest level of hygiene, helping first of all to decrease number of hospital-acquired infections, but also lowering costs of cleaning, of disinfection, and the maintenance. So it's really worth to invest in it. So thank you very much. That's all from my side. If you have any questions, feel free to ask via chat, and I will be more than happy to answer on our Q&A session.
Thank you so much, Lucas. It's interesting to see, after the case studies, some more examples of what is possible with Corian Design. Okay, so now we have some questions from the audience that I will direct to different panelists. So the first one is directed at Zorana. Could you share a little bit about your history with Corian and maybe some other projects that you've created with their products?
Thank you, Dani. We first encountered Corian when we were in pursuit for material for an ice cream shop. We wanted to make a really long counter without any visible joints that looks like a kind of a white block. So in our pursuit for the material and research that we did, we found out that you can do that with Corian. What also made it really useful, because it's really like strong and good also for the maintenance of that counter, because it's the only counter in the shop. Next, we used it in a Duckley restaurant. It's a beach restaurant that we wanted to make an even longer counter, but this time we wanted to be illuminated. So again, in our research, we said, okay, let's use translucent Corian, because we liked how the ice cream shop turned out. Even in usage later on, the clients were happy. And then finally, when Dr. Dragic came with his assignment, well, then Corian was kind of a natural choice for us, because we wanted to use both of those aspects, the monolithic look and the translucency, and that's it.
So that's interesting because it also is very useful for other types of projects like food services, where cleanliness is also really important. Perfect. And I have a follow-up question for you as well. So from the aesthetics point of view, what qualities of Corian is it that make the material ideal for applications in your design? So apart from obviously the cleanliness and all of that stuff.
Well, as I mentioned before, we in our projects we like large surfaces. We use them often. So when we find this material that has like invisible seamless joints, we really liked it, and you can easily work with it because of that. So the other thing that we liked is that it's kind of tactile. It's soft under your hand, which is also nice. And then it has a really nice range of colors. I mean, we use mostly white, but Corian has like lots of shades of white, which we're really happy about. And then the last but not least, the translucency, because we really like to play with that in our projects.
Perfect, thank you. Now the next one is directed at Carlo. So as well as the hygienic part, what other performance attributes made Corian solid surface the ideal wall cladding product for the Rafael Hospital?
I think for our customer, the choice of Corian was due for sure for the hygienic proposal, but also, as I mentioned, for it's the most strong material that we can use in comparison, for example, on the stainless steel, that it's another material that it's very used inside of the operating rooms. Stainless steel powder coated can be scratched. Corian, if it's scratched, can be polished and repair and return to the new as the first day you install it. So I think this is the second important aspect that allow us to convince our customer to choose Corian solid surface. And the other aspect could be the possibility to integrate the technology inside our panel with the flash construction. So if we have to integrate monitors, it's easy to engrave it and to make it perfectly flash and easy to clean.
Excellent, thank you. Now we have one for Johan. How customizable are your sink systems with Corian?
Oh, as I told you before, we make interiors for public areas. We make everything, so it's quite easy for us to make different changes for our products, colors, sizes, different functions, and as Carlo and Sorana have told us, you have all the possibilities with this material. You can make almost everything. So, of course, we can do everything. What our main point of view for this product is to not do everything and have a rather accessible price level. That's what we try to achieve. But of course, it's quite easy to do everything with Corian.
Good to know. And lastly, we have a question for Lucas. So is Corian a sustainable product?
Actually, very good question, thanks. Actually, yes, we can say Corian is a sustainable product. First of all, with Corian, we contribute to advancing circular economy. As I mentioned before, all Corian applications are designed to last. So with the material, we enable architects and designers to better achieve the ultimate goal of circular economy, which is to retain the inherent value of products by utilizing a product for as long as possible and within the shorter loops of material circulation. So in essence, a focus on reuse, repair, upgrade, and refurbishment. And as the material can be easily renewed and easily repaired if needed, so rather than planned obsolescence, that is the strategy aimed at defining the product's life cycle in order to restrict its duration to a set period, with Corian is exactly opposite. So as I mentioned before, it's designed to last. Another important aspect of sustainability is that a selection of Corian colors contains up to 20% of recycled content, and we all work here hard to increase it. Also, our manufacturing facilities in North America are zero waste to landfill, and also use 100% of electricity coming from renewable energy sources. And what is also very important, the material has achieved many important independent awards, also certifications and eco labels such as Green Guard, like Singapore Green Label, like Green Tech Australia or BREEAM International. So the list of all the certificates is pretty long, and I really encourage you all to visit our website corian.com to learn a bit more about it. But what I can share with you today is the latest news we have here. Actually, the news we are really proud of. So actually, since a few weeks, Corian is the first in category and only solid surface product which has recently achieved the Eurofins Gold certification. And this represents the best in class achievement in volatile organic compounds, testing on off-gassing, and it's issued by independent third-party authority recognized in entire Europe. And this is the most prestigious certification in Europe for very low levels of VOC emissions, and it confirms that our material it's free from dangerous chemicals and hence supports better indoor air quality. So in my opinion, yes, we can say Corian is a sustainable product, sustainable material.
Perfect, thank you. It's nice to see companies developing products that aren't obsolescent in a few years, which is so common these days. Thank you so much for that answer, Lucas, and for everyone. So that concludes our live question and answer section. Thank you so much again to all of you for your very insightful information. I hope it can help our audience and all the questions and issues that they have. And that would really bring us to a close today. Our conversation will be available to rewatch both on Arc Daily and on Design Boom soon. I'd like to thank again each of our experts for adding obviously all their unique professional voices and taking the time to really explain this to us and to our audience on this topic that's so important, of course, which is the future of healthcare facilities. The work of all of our participants today, including the case studies, are available online on Arc Daily and Design Boom for those who wish to find out more. And of course, there's more information available on Corian Design and their products such as Solid Surface and all of their services in healthcare design, also both available on both platforms. So we hope that you enjoyed this talk. Stay tuned for our final webinar of the series, which we will announce soon. It will be on the future of hospitality design. And again, all of this information will be available later on. Thank you again to everyone and have a good rest of the day.